Hello. My name is Oran Almog. I'm 24 years old and I live in Haifa, Israel. Until the age of 10, I was an ordinary kid with an ordinary family, living an ordinary life. But all this changed in one moment. On October 4th, 2003, I was having a lunch with my family at the Maxims restaurant in Haifa. A woman who appeared to be pregnant entered the restaurant. She sat down, ordered something to eat, got up, and blew herself up between the diners. She wasn't pregnant. She was a Palestinian suicide terrorist. This terrorist murdered 21 people, 5 of whom were members of my family. My father Moshik, my little brother Tomer, my grandparents Zevik and Ruti, and my cousin Asaf. My mom, my sister, and my aunt were injured, as was I. In fact, I was injured severely. It's hard to describe the scene of the terror attack right after the blast, and especially for me, since I lost my eyesight almost entirely. I remember lying on the ground, not knowing where I am or what happened to me. But unfortunately, I could still see a little bit. The destroyed restaurant, wounded people, blood, bodies of people who until a few seconds ago had been eating near me in the restaurant, bodies of people who I had known all my life, the bodies of my family. I was hospitalized for a long time, during which I had an endless number of operations in Israel and in the US. However, against all hopes, I eventually went completely blind. I went through a long and complicated rehabilitation process, but finally, thanks to a strong willpower and lots of support, I managed to get back to living my life to the fullest. I learned how to perform daily tasks and how to get around. I went back to school, to my class and to my classmates. I graduated from the high school like my peers, and I even won 3rd place in the World Sailing Boat Championship for the blind. Currently, I assist a non-profit organization which helped me in the past, giving lectures about my personal story, and work as an entrepreneur in a couple of business ventures. Well, after describing what my life looked like in recent years, let me tell you what made me fly across the world and to stand here in front of you today. In a few minutes, the UN Security Council is about to hold a discussion on the Middle East. But one of the most important subjects will remain outside this discussion: funding terrorism by the Palestinian Authority. Yes, the same Palestinian leadership which talks with international leaders about its desire for peace is actually paying salaries to terrorists and their families every single month. Salaries which rise relating to the number of victims. Those who kill more get more. In 2016 alone, the Palestinian Authority invested $303 million in terrorism. $86,000 went directly to people involved in the killing of my family. 30% of the foreign aid, 30% of what the international community paid the Palestinian Authority build to healthy society is paying to reward terrorists for their acts of barbarism. I think that anyone who believes in the value of human life should act. Therefore, I am calling all the countries represented in this House, help, and if necessary, force the President of the Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, to make the right decision and to stop funding of terrorists. Can you imagine a political entity represented in this House paying rewards to terrorists who murdered your family? I can't, but this is exactly the absolute reality for me and for the other victims of terrorism in Israel. However, we can still change it. I am sure that with your commitment, in the end, the good guys will win. Thank you very much.